Welcome again to the big match. And yes, we do have that very special game on our programme today. Manchester United against West Bromwich Albion. Surely the game of the season for the goals it produced and the ones it so nearly produced.
Just stopped, and Regis lets the shot go, and what a save by Bailey.
Also on the programme, Trevor Francis back in town with Birmingham City, and their match at Arsenal is our main match today. And in the second division, Paul Randall makes his first appearance for Stoke City against Notts County after his big money move from Bristol Rovers. Well, that really sets up the action for us on the programme today. But also today we have an amazing confrontation between a couple of managers in Holland. Just what is that man up to there? We'll be explaining that a little bit later on to you. But now it's action from the first division, Arsenal against Birmingham City. And as we've said already, it brought one young man to London for the first time this season after a long and depressing layoff with a troublesome ankle injury.
There's one of the best sights as we go into the new year. Trevor Francis now fit again for Birmingham City after missing 14 matches for them through injury, which kept him out of the England squad for a couple of games as well. Can he now help to pull Birmingham City up and away from bottom place? Can Alan Sunderland, hat-trick man at Tottenham just before Christmas, be one of the men now to give Arsenal that extra momentum and the chance to move from fourth position even closer to the top of the first division in the second half of this season? And indeed, as we look at the teams then, what a contrast in their fortunes. Arsenal have lost only once at Highbury this season, and that was last Tuesday against West Bromwich Albion. But manager Terry Neal has kept an unchanged side, with Steve Walford continuing at number 3. A new name as substitute is 17-year-old Brian McDermott from Slough, and he's still an apprentice professional here at Highbury. As for Birmingham City, they've won only 2 matches all season. They're now without defender Joe Gallagher, who's got flu, and winger Stuart Barraclough, who went down with suspected food poisoning this morning. It means the side has one 17-year-old, Mark Dennis, and 2 who are 18, Kevin Broadhurst and Kevin Dillon. They might be just that bit short on experience as well as confidence. The referee is John Martin from 4 Marks near Alton in Hampshire. And it's the hardy supporters now who've come out in bitter conditions to watch a game of football this afternoon. It's the first time referee John Martin has been in charge of a game at Highbury, and he whistles Arsenal away. They are in the white shorts, attacking the goal to our left. Birmingham in the all-blue strip. Birmingham with a desperate record here. In fact, it's 21 years since they last won at Highbury. And really, they come with just these 2 wins all season, and only 1 point gained away from home this season. They've lost 10 out of 11 away from St Andrews during this very depressing season for them. And David O'Leary linking well with the attack. Pat Rice, the defenders, getting forward here for Arsenal. O'Leary again. Crossing one in towards Stapleton. There's the header, and not very far off the mark either. And the simplicity, really, with which Arsenal were able to come forward without a lot of pressure on them. O'Leary and Rice between them, and O'Leary's cross. And again, Stapleton getting up under no great pressure. And the header over the crossbar. Ricks. Teed that one up and found Rice with a beautiful crossfield ball there. Foul on Stapleton by young Mark Dennis. Another free kick for Arsenal. And Willie Young coming up for this one, as you can see there. Rice with the free kick. Sunderland there with a header, and Stapleton into the back of the net with a breakthrough that was always on the cards. Rice's free kick, Sunderland up so well, and Stapleton lashing it into the roof of the net. There's Alan Sunderland, who certainly helped to make it with that header of his, but the goal going to Frank Stapleton. Took Arsenal 1 up with 15 minutes gone. Well, it must be a familiar theme for Birmingham City, having made those 10 visits away from home, or rather 11, and lost on 10 occasions. Tarantini with a free kick for them now, though. needing a goal before their confidence is shattered, and a good powerful header there by Trevor Francis, but well wide of the Arsenal goal. And in the centre there, Jim Smith, the Birmingham manager, who did so well when he went to St Andrews last season, but he really has had trouble all the way along the line this season. Coming towards half-time, and Towers scooping it back to Jim Montgomery. Well, it's an onside situation here for Dillon, with support from Buckley and Francis and Givens. Picking that in there, Walford's there, just getting ahead. Well, they claimed a penalty, and a penalty it is. A handball by Steve Walford, and out of the blue, Birmingham City get a chance to get level, and it's their first penalty of the season. So Trevor Francis was saying before the game, and he said he'd be taking it if they got one today, and as you can see, that's exactly what's going to happen. Birmingham's first penalty of the season, and a chance now for Trevor Francis. Jim Montgomery at the other end is looking at the moment to see whether his skipper can put it past Pat Jennings. Now, will it be 1-1? It is 1-1. Well, Trevor Francis, even against Pat Jennings, who's got a marvellous record at saving penalties, putting it sweetly past the Arsenal keeper to make it 1-1. What a surprising situation. The team that looked desperate and went down and has scored only 1 point away from home this season now finds itself on level terms here against Arsenal, lying 4th in the table and looking for a handsome win today to put behind them that home defeat against West Bromwich Albion on Boxing Day. Well, Jim Smith in the centre there, beginning to find his voice and maybe hope of getting a point. So we're in injury time now at the end of the first half. Certainly John Martin, the referee, was right there to see that it was a handball by Steve Walford. Buckley now finding Tarantini. The ball played by Broadhurst right in there, and it's Givens looking to pick it up. Well, it'll come to Givens again, and he very nearly made it 2-1. They played some nice little touches on and around that Arsenal penalty area, particularly with Buckley, and it was Buckley who set Givens in there, and he missed his kick. It's right on half-time, and I would think that the referee might well say, let's see if you can soldier on, as the lights come up at Highbury. I think Don Howe on the left and Terry Neal might well have plenty to say at half-time. Half-time whistle. And Jim Montgomery, who seems to have had quite a rapport with that North Bank crowd in the first half. Trevor Francis' goal from the penalty spot right on half-time, having brought the sides level after Frank Stapleton had put Arsenal ahead with a quarter of an hour gone. A fairly undistinguished first half, to be honest, but now with that Birmingham City penalty, at least that should liven things up a little bit in the second half. Half-time then here at Highbury on this bitter afternoon. Arsenal 1, Birmingham City 1, and we'll be right back with that second half. Welcome back to Highbury then at the start of the second half. Birmingham City in the all-dark strip, attacking the goal to our left, and that penalty of theirs just before the interval. We shall have to see whether that has the effect of spurring Arsenal to a slightly more impressive performance in the second half, or whether it gives Birmingham that little bit of confidence that they've really needed for so long. You notice that Don Givens there, who is facing Pat Rice's throw there, who was injured just before half-time. In fact, he's hobbling pretty badly, but he's come on at least to start this second half, the number 9. I think they might well try to see whether he can run his injury off. He seemed to stub the ground when he had a shot on goal just before half-time. Sunderland up well there. And Page getting it away for Birmingham. See, he's hobbling pretty badly and trying to run it off. But I would imagine that if Birmingham can hold this 1-1 late into the second half, they might well take him off and bring defender Gary Pendry on. But we shall see. Gatting now finding Price. Well, that's way, way wide of the mark. And a goal kick. And certainly Arsenal will want to improve on a one-point situation here if they have the real desire and aim to win the First Division Championship, having lost at home to West Bromwich Albion on Boxing Day. They would certainly want to get 2 points from this game. Backheader by Francis. Now Brady, and again the referee not playing an advantage, and he's been well up with the play. He's made his decisions quickly and honestly, of course, but I must say once or twice he has not played the advantage. Tarantini in there having a tussle with Walford, and Ricks playing it in. And this might come for Price, it might come for Rice, and it has for Pat Rice! So Arsenal are back in the lead. And although maybe there was criticism of the referee for not playing the advantage when it looked to be going Arsenal's way, in the end it all came right for Arsenal as the ball came across the penalty area. And David Price looked to have a stab at it, but seemed to falter. The ball ran for Pat Rice, back of the net. Arsenal 2, Birmingham City 1. And that's with 8 minutes of the second half gone. Pat Rice's first goal of the season, and before today he was the only Arsenal outfield player not to have got his name on the score sheet. But here's Francis, twisting and turning, and the ball cut out in the end by David O'Leary. Brady. And back it goes to Jennings. Played by Buckley again into the path of Dennis. Young. Oh, and Young has given it away, and it took a brilliant save by Jennings to rescue Arsenal. Well, Buckley number 10 was in on that beautifully. It was a bad mistake by Willie Young. Buckley was there, but what a superb piece of keeping again by Pat Jennings. It's a corner instead of a goal for Birmingham. So Towers again with a corner. Nice kick by Dennis. Now here's Brady. And it's with Ricks. And it should be a warning for Arsenal on offside, yes. There wasn't much in it. Both Buckley and Francis were desperately trying to get back to get onside. Tony Towers here was in fact in a good onside position. But that near miss must again be a warning for Arsenal. They've looked, I think, slightly the better side, but a 2-1 advantage is still not enough. One mistake in defence and Birmingham could so easily have been level. O'Leary. 20 minutes to go. Brady again. Rioch after him. Big personal battle there, I think, between those two. And comes this time for Stapleton. Nice. And Dennis in first. Well, flagging for a foul by Dennis on Price, which escapes me, I must say, but linesman and referee were as one, and it's a free kick for Arsenal. Towers and Dennis, two-man wall. Liam Brady with a little chip going in there, and a near post header beautifully taken by Sunderland to make it 3-1. Been a question mark as to why the free kick was given in the first place, but once Brady had floated that free kick in, Sunderland was quicker off the mark than anybody, and really the beautiful near post header giving the Birmingham defence, who were slow off the mark, no chance at all, back of the net. Arsenal 3, Birmingham 1, and the scorer Alan Sunderland. Now Rioch on his way for Birmingham. Buckley is up there, Francis also. Here's Buckley, who's worked so hard and well this afternoon. He really deserves something out of the afternoon. And instead it's Tony Towers, and it's Buckley who very nearly got something out of the afternoon. In the end, Francis, and it charged down as well. Oh, that was an amazing sequence of events there, particularly when Alan Buckley went through and his shot was blocked by Matt Jennings. It came out to Trevor Francis, and he found that his shot was blocked as well. Still having a shout right at the end, but to no avail because the whistle has gone. Arsenal have won 3-1. Alan Sunderland, scorer of the third Arsenal goal. Previous to that, Trevor Francis, the number 8 for Birmingham, from that penalty spot just before half-time, had given Birmingham that little bit of hope, but it wasn't sustained. Stapleton, Rice and Sunderland then the scorers for Arsenal. Trevor Francis for Birmingham City. As the players come off and get to the warmth of the dressing room and a nice hot bath to go with it. So problems still for Birmingham City, and many of them. Arsenal 2 points that keep them on course towards the top of the table after that defeat on Boxing Day against West Bromwich. The final score then here at Highbury: Arsenal 3, Birmingham City 1.
Our second game today takes us to the battle at the top of the second division, where Crystal Palace, Stoke, West Ham and Brighton have all blown hot and cold in recent weeks. Now we feature Stoke City lying second, who this week bought Paul Randall from Bristol Rovers for £160,000. It was his first game yesterday at home to Notts County, themselves in 5th place. Pictures come from ATV, the commentators Hugh Johns. Stoke are in the stripes.
And Stoke, their striped jerseys, sweeping away to our right. Scott. They got one down to Randall. Wins a throw-in off Richards. Throw-in which Richardson will take for Stoke. Good length on it. Stubbs gets it out, and a shot on the turn and a goal! Sammy Irvin! Oh! Well, there's a shot for you. 1 minute and 48 seconds on our watch, and Sammy Irvin, his 7th goal of the season, sticks Stoke in front. That long throw coming in from Richardson, half cleared by Stubbs. I think it was Scott got the touch back, and Irvin, quick as a rattlesnake, buries it with his left foot. Not a particularly good one, picked up Masson, but Crooks is there. Now Kendall did very well. Irvine, good ball, Crooks, space to run. O'Brien coming back at him and missed him. Crooks nicely off for Kendall. The ball across the box for Irvine. Oh! What a beautifully constructed piece of football now. Irvine and Kendall combining perfectly down this right side. And Kendall, a dream of a ball across the box. Irvine striking it superbly. McManus no chance, and it was wide of his post. Randall, half a man at his back. Stops him. Now here's Crooks. Kendall gets in there. Oh, and a shot now from Randall. By golly, he drove that one. Stubbs got in the way of it. Well, that was a beautiful ball through from Crooks to Kendall. I think McManus rode his luck a little bit in stopping the shot. But clearly, the second shot from Irvine was on, Randall was on its way until Stubbs got there. Winter and McDoyle was there. Man, the last man, did well under pressure. Irvine. No, the ball not out. Here's Randall. Drives it. Ooh, and he wasn't so very far away. That would have brought the house down. Sally Irvine, the little chase down the line. And the ball is transferred into Paul Randall. Had himself a dip, and he wasn't so far away from the post. Callahan was there, and so was Mann. He has given tremendous cover to this Notts County defence. Jeff Scott. O'Brien's under this. Oh, he lost it to Crooks. Has Crooks done too much? Richardson. O'Callaghan. Goal. Brian O'Callaghan makes it 2-0. 35 minutes of the second half gone. And that's a bitter blow for Jimmy Cyril and Notts County. They were doing so well. O'Brien losing the ball on what looked like a fairly simple clearance. It dropped for Crooks. He looked as though he'd dallied too long. Then he transferred it to Richardson. Richardson thought he'd lost it for a moment or two. It trickles away to O'Callaghan. The ball into the net off McManus's fingertips.
We break off for a moment now for a most surprising sequence of events during a match between Haarlem and AZ67 played in Holland. What you should know is that the rival managers, Barry Hughes, who's an Englishman incidentally, and George Kessler of AZ67 really haven't been on speaking terms for quite a number of years now. Just one of those things, they just haven't got on. And here's what happened when their two teams met in Haarlem just before Christmas. Here's AZ67, this is Wim van Hanegem, of course, on the ball at the moment. And there's a foul coming up. And Kessler, who's a silver-haired man, goes to the touchline. And as he goes to the touchline, just look what Barry Hughes does. A little bit of Christmas spirit, maybe, coming up now from the touchline. A real old Christmas raspberry that Barry Hughes obviously enjoys. He points to the Kessler standing on the touchline, not happy with that foul. Go on, do it again. Our last game today, and I can assure you it's been well worth waiting for. Manchester United against West Bromwich Albion. If you've read about it in the papers today, well, you'll know what to expect. If you haven't, all I can say is stand by for something really special. One critic today described it as the most entertaining game he's ever seen. Well, there were 45,000 fans at Old Trafford to enjoy it as well. The game was covered by Granada Television. The commentator's Gerald Sinstadt. Manchester United are in the white shorts.
Four-man wall for Bailey's right-hand post. Still not entirely happy that they're in the right place. They've got a fifth man now. Robson. And Batson coming in. Beautifully worked free kick, which took United absolutely by surprise. Bailey there, completely left uncovered as Batson came in onto Robson's cross. And Bailey pleased that the header went wide. Ritchie, good turn, took him well away from Robertson, and he's lost Stalem, yes, and crossed well low for McElroy, blocked by Batson. Where is the ball? Referee will have to give a bounce. Very good play here by Ritchie, and when the hard low cross is struck over, McElroy's shot comes back off Batson, and then the ball disappears. Mr. Owen, meanwhile, calling across Wilde and Robertson to cool down some complaining that was going on. And the outcome will be a drop ball. And there could be a fair old scramble here. Absolutely right. Well, Mike Thomas, a Welshman, of course. Chipped in by Brian Greenoff and touched over by Gordon. Well, from a little bit of fun there, from the rugby scrum. The ball came out to Brian Greenough, who did exactly the right thing. Beautifully controlled chip, and I think it might have dropped under. McQueen on the line, so too is Ritchie, and it's not easy for Godden now, as McIlroy prepares to swing it in. Brian Greenough! Magnificent goal, McIlroy's corner. The header comes out to Brian Greenough, he sets himself, and that's a goal all the way. Buchan, good jump. McIlroy. Cantello to Robertson. Statham. Cunningham calling for the ball to feet up the line. Inside instead to Ali Brown. Now out to Cunningham. The booing of the black players. Paid off there, or repaid by Tony Brown. Tony Brown turning up in the penalty area and putting it away with real economy. Cunningham being booed there, but unperturbed, playing the ball in, and Brown turning it first time into the corner, 1-1. Cunningham again. Past Coppell, past McCreary. Regis wanting one chipped in, no, it's played in low for him. Back heel for Cantello. What a magnificent goal! What a great goal! This is Cunningham. He'd beaten two men by then. He now slips it in low for Regis. Lovely little back heel. Cantello all on his own, and what a shot! Robertson. Linesman flagging for a foul. Referee applies the advantage, and Weil clears to touch. Well, the game has suddenly exploded with three very good goals indeed. Houston to take the free kick. Over it comes towards McQueen. So it's now 2-2. And McQueen is injured. Houston's free kick, and McQueen given an awful lot of space here. Nobody had picked him up. No chance for the defenders. Houston. Ritchie. Houston. It's a useful header that Cantello won there. And Albion in a little bit of trouble here. McIlroy. Good change of feet. And a great goal! What a good goal again! Beautifully done by Sammy McIlroy. Albion trying to football their way out of trouble, eventually lost possession. McIlroy changes from left foot to right, and in goes another fine goal. Once again, United with 10 forward. McIlroy. Jimmy Greenough delaying. Buchan has got forward to the edge of the box, and Jimmy Greenough then gives it straight away. Cantello to Batson. Tony Brown popping up on the right touchline, and a good break here by Robson. 3-3, now a great save by Bailey. Beautifully engineered break. Tony Brown and Robson quick through the middle, but a good save by the young goalkeeper. Robson. Statham. Cantello's header on. And Tony Brown has scored. The last blow of the first half, surely, struck by Tony Brown. Seemingly fairly innocent ball played in high. Is a good back header here by Cantello, and they come bursting through the ranks there. Tony Brown gets the touch, and Bailey can't keep it out. It's McCreary, bustling, energetic little player in the box. Here's another, Thomas. Now Koppel, Houston to drive it across. Regis, Tony Brown. Cunningham, good sprint, good control. Now he's heading for goal. Just stopped, and Regis lets the shot go, and what a save by Bailey. Regis could scarcely believe it. Great run by Cunningham, and then when he lays it off, or in fact it's blocked by McCreary, Regis lets fly, and look at that for goalkeeping. Houston, Thomas, Ritchie, Brian Greenough. Quarter of an hour left. Jimmy Greenough on the ball for Koppel. Jimmy Greenough again. Thomas's header, and a good save now by Gordon. Thomas close there to getting his first goal for Manchester United. The Greenough cross, lovely little diving header, and a good save on the bounce from Godden. That's a neat little header from Regis for Cunningham, and if he keeps his head, he'll score. That's another goal worthy of this game. Cunningham put through by Regis. Houston's tackle was too late, and Cunningham's shot leaves Bailey stranded. Two men caught offside, Koppel and Ritchie. So Mr. McManus from Connors Quay, the linesman with the red flag on this side. Robson. Regis again. Oh, and Bailey has thwarted him again. Just watch this left foot. Robson plays it in. Comes back here to Regis. He was perfectly balanced and he hammered it. And Bailey got across again. Thomas resorting to his rugby tactics, but the decision is obstruction, or was it in fact a throw was given again in the end. Koppel. Cunningham letting the ball beat Houston, and he's away again to show that pace and grace and control. Just a nicely weighted little pass for Ali Brown, who's turned inside Brian Greenough. On for Regis. Magnificent goal. Ali Brown, and then Regis with the deadly finish. And isn't he entitled to smile?
He is indeed. I think we're entitled to smile as well after that really marvellous game. And what else, though, to leave you with today than something to warm your hearts? 4 of those West Brom goals, that I think were as good as any you'll see in any one game this season. And how long before Laurie Cunningham and Cyril Regis before they make that big breakthrough to the England team?
Cunningham. The booing of the black players. Played off there, or repaid by Tony Brown. Cunningham again. Past Coppell, past McCreary. Regis wanting one chipped in. No, it's played in low for him. Back heel for Cantello. What a magnificent goal! That's a neat little header from Regis for Cunningham, and if he keeps his head, he'll score. Cunningham letting the ball beat Houston, and he's away again to show that pace and grace and control. Just a nicely weighted little pass for Ali Brown, who's turned inside Brian Green off. On for Regis. Oh, what a goal!